All right, got a video going. Today is December 12th. It's about 6:30 p.m. And what got me motivated to start recording? Well, before I get to that, I'll note that today marks 8 days into my juice cleanse, and today, well, not all day, but since I got home, kind of been sitting around after making my juices, um, start getting um, start getting slapped with cravings, food cravings, and was looking on my phone, looking at food, looking at things, just just looking at reels of food, you know, and it wasn't like it reminded me of back in wrestling how when we were cutting weight we would just be sending, we have a wrestling group chat, we'd be sending each other food that we're gonna eat whenever we make weight. And turn this down a little bit. Just so wrapped up, just can't wait for that dopamine hit, for something just to explode our taste buds and make our sensory go crazy. And so yeah, I'm just on my phone looking at these because I follow people who home make food at their place, come up with all these crazy dishes, vegan dishes, and some major cravings I've been having is like, Asian style noodles, and as well as what else have I been craving? Simple things like, so ever since I got into veganism about 5-6 months ago, but when I got into veganism, I got into raw diet, so I wasn't really eating vegan cooked meals. I just went straight into eating raw fruit, raw veggies, jarred veggies, pickled veggies, and so I didn't really get to experience all in the bean burgers and mushroom dishes, all these exotic dishes, and all the chickpeas dishes and all. So like those are things that have been running through my mind, like, ooh, some mushroom stir fry, some chickpea, bean, lentil, soupy dish. Yeah, all these platters, and it's just crazy because so those cravings didn't start hitting me hard until yesterday, my 7th day into the juice cleanse, and it kind of made me. But I was having those cravings, and I was like, man, but my body feels so amazing, right? My body feels so amazing, and that's what I asked my dad today. I was like, the cravings that have come for you, how have they came about with you? And then I told him about myself, how they were coming to me, the cravings were coming to me, and it wasn't like a body craving. My body wasn't asking for anything. My body, it wasn't like when I fasted before and I'd push myself to do these prolonged fasts of 3 days, 4 days, 2 days, they just prolonged fasting, and my body would just crave something, right? Even though I'd be drinking tea, drinking water, drinking urine, drinking drinking those things, and my body would just still be like, come on, gotta eat something, gotta put something in my mouth, you know. But being on this juice cleanse for 8 days, it's a totally different experience than it was fasting. Now, I wouldn't call it a juice fast because you're still consuming, but it's a solid food vacation. No solid foods, not even pulp, nothing. Going through the juicer. It's not a blender, it's a juicer. And so it's literally just getting straight liquid, all the H2O out of there, and that's what I'm consuming. And so because that's that is the right fuel for our bodies. It My body, when it's craving, it's actually not my body. It's more of an addiction. It's more for my mind. Um, so what's got me going is texture and taste. I'm craving texture and taste. And so, but I'm not feeling any lack of energy. I'm not feeling brain fog or blackness in my vision like I did with fasting. I'd get very lightheaded if I moved too quickly. I'd feel a little weak. I had to do a lot of gaslighting when I was fasting. And but with this juice, I mean, I'm drinking it all day. And before I would always say, if I put a bite of food in my mouth, I'm done. I'm done for the day. I want to lay down, I want to relax, and I want to consume more. But I drink this juice from the time I get up to go to work at 4 a.m., 3 a.m., all the way till I pass out. And I can drink this thing all day, and I don't feel like I'm like how I don't feel tired. I don't feel groggy. It doesn't make me feel like it's not taking much of my body's energy to digest it. It's doing more of the work it should be doing, which is pulling the junk out from inside my body. Which is the whole reason why I'm doing this juice cleanse, is to pull all the junk outside of my body. Um, that's what had me doing urine therapy and such, was that so toxins, poisons, those things that are in our body are positively charged, right? Fruit, things that are electric, things that are natural, are negatively charged. And so what that does, it magnetizes, right? You put the plus to the negative and they stick. Put plus to plus, I like that. Plus to negative, boom. And so that's what it's doing. That's what it's doing. These juices are literally pulling that shit out of me. And so 8 days in, right? My first 3 days, so let's say this, before I even started the juice cleanse, I was 5 months in, just completely, I believe it was 4, 5, 6 months. I don't know. I gotta look at the dates. I haven't even bothered looking. I just kind of been taking it day by day, but it has been at least 4 months, and I was doing a raw vegan diet. Nothing cooked, no craziness. It was literally just fruit and veggies raw. Dice it up, peel it, whatever, and just consume it. There was no cooking, there was no prepping. The most thing I did was blending, was making smoothies. And that was it. So I did that for 4 or 5 months, and then towards the end, right when I knew we were getting the juicer, I was like, these programs kicked in. They were like, all right, let's enjoy your last meal, right? Let's enjoy. And so the last 2 weeks I was eating cooked food. I cut out, when I started the raw diet, I started no longer eating. Well, I started the raw diet, and then about a month into the raw diet, I hate saying diet. I gotta find a new word, but I'm just gonna use that for now. About a month in, I started learning more about animals and just the consumption of meat, and so I immediately turned me off of meat. Never even it was that day when I said no more meat. I haven't craved meat since, not once. Just totally disgusted by it, and so why did I say that? Yeah, so because the last 2 weeks of that raw diet, I ate cooked food, and it was like noodles, flavored noodles, beans and rice, things like that. Um, Lots of guacamole, shit like that. Well, actually, guacamole isn't even cooked, right? I was eating that actually during my raw diet, was guacamole. But, yeah. So those 2 weeks, it wasn't every day those last 2 weeks, just kind of on and off, probably like 4 days, 3 days out of the whole week. And just craving hard though. I didn't even want it. I just had it because I was like, hey, I'm about to start this juice cleanse. Let me just enjoy last little meal. And then it turned into 2, 3, 4, then turned into the last 2 weeks until the juicer came in. And so even even when the juicer came in, and the day before I started juicing, I was like, let me get that last cooked meal in. and and so I did. But so my first 3 days of the juice cleanse, I shit probably I shit no I did shit anywhere from 4 to 6 times a day. And I feel like that's only because I ate the cooked food for 2 weeks before going into it. That's why I was shitting so much. Um, and and they were both liquidy and solid. This one would be solid, this one would be liquidy, this one would be an explosive liquidy and shitty and solid one. So that was the first 3 days. Fourth day, didn't shit at all. At the nighttime, I felt it coming, didn't come. Then I woke up that fifth day, boom, came out of me, and it was just solids. And you think you're on a juice cleanse. Why is it solid? Liquid doesn't turn into a solid when it goes into your body, right? So fifth day, I think I shat probably just once that day. Then the sixth day, I shit 3 times, and all 3 solid. I actually have pictures on my phone. I've been taking pictures on my phone of my shit, just to see. It's very interesting. 6 days. The seventh day was yesterday, and I think I shit about 3 times yesterday as well. And today's the 8th day, and I shit once this morning. Yep, I shit once this morning, still all solids. And so, liquid will come out too, but a lot more solids going on in there. And it makes you think, like, man, I'm not eating any solids. What's happening? So that brings me to my point of, this is why I'm juice cleansing, is because for 25 years old, I have, and that's the other thing, gassy. I have been so gassy the past 8 days, burping. Like, even when I was on the raw diet, I wasn't even burping. I hardly had any gas unless I was eating. And now it's just all throughout the day, just farts, burps. The farts are just stanky, but and the shits are. And so, why it's like that? Well, come to find out, because we're not meant to eat every day. Yes, our bodies are handling it, right? Our bodies are fighting tooth to nail, trying to survive. But we're not meant to eat every day for vitality, for optimal health. We are not to be eating every day. And shit, I know I've been eating more than 3 meals every day of my whole life. So it's like it just accumulates day after day after day. Not everything gets to get excreted, and it just accumulates. And I forget how long your intestines are that your food passes through, but I'm pretty sure it's like feet upon feet upon feet upon feet long. I don't know if it's 25 feet long or if that's something else. I don't even look into it anymore. But yeah, that's just a quick Google search, and you can find the fact on how long your intestines are. And um, so yeah, chemicals, I'm sure you've heard of PFOA, PFOS, things like that. Even just all the other crazy fucking chemicals and metals and microplastics and shit like that. And you can literally look this up, and it's called mucoid plaque in the gut. And mucoid plaque is literally this stringy, literally rubbery, like you would have to use force to break it apart. And see, I just farted, like I'd be gassy as hell. So, and it's this substance that lines our whole intestines, our whole gut lining. And it is the root to a lot of our issues, a lot of our dis-ease, and so I have things in my gut from when I was fucking 2 years old, 1 years old, maybe even younger, 3 years old, all the way up to now, of just those toxins, those chemicals have just accumulated all in my system. And so what the juice is doing is it's helping break down and pull that shit out. People that know me from the years prior, I was huge into fasting, and I got into all the fasting, did 7 days no food, no water, did multiple ones of those, multiple 5-day ones. I was even living a schedule of one meal every 2 days. Every 48 hours I'd eat one meal. And 3-day fasts, here and there. And definitely intermittent fasting. Once I got onto that style, I could never go back to eating multiple meals a day. It was just one meal a day. But man, when I got into those longer fasts, it was really messing me up. I mean, there was times I felt amazing, I felt great, but I really had to push through it and stay positive during it. But so the problem with fasting and trying to cleanse this mucoid plaque out of your system, see, when you stop ingesting, this mucoid plaque will start breaking apart. But the thing is, it's not really coming out of your body. It's more, your body's more re-ingesting it, so those toxins will go back into your blood system and fucking intoxicate you and just make you feel like shit, because now you got those toxins floating around in your blood system. And so what the juice is doing, now that it's like I'm in a fasted state because I'm not digesting really, not really, you're not really in a digested state because I'm still consuming. But anyways, this stuff, because of its negatively charged, it is pulling that shit out of me. So not only is it breaking down and going into my blood system, but it's at least coming out. It's not just staying in circulating around and keeping me feeling like shit. It's actually coming out of my body. So yeah, lots of gas these past 8 days, lots of shitting, lots of pissing. Yeah, lots of pissing, but lots of shitting. And like I said, it's been solids, and I'm not consuming any solids. So that's so I'm just curious, what I have set for myself is 1 year. What I'm looking forward to is 90 days from now and seeing and just seeing how I feel, because it's only been a week and I feel amazing. Like, I wake up in the mornings, I'm not dealing with mucus, and my vision, my senses are much clearer, my vision. Um, when I wake up in the mornings, I'm energized. Even though I could feel like I could continue sleeping, I'm able to get up, get going. Like, I don't even feel like I need to warm up my body, you know? So, whereas before, even on the raw diet, before those last 2 weeks, I was, because I was still eating myself to death on that raw diet. Um, you know, it's good for you, but just because the food's good for you doesn't mean you can overconsume, you know, and that's an issue I had with that, was overconsuming. And so I would still get a bloat. The bloat wouldn't be anywhere near to when I ate meat or ate cooked food. You know, it wasn't anywhere like that bloat, but it was still bloat, and it made me feel like shit. It made me tired. It made me want to sleep. Um, so, so yeah, this juice cleanse is just, it's been mind blowing each day. You know, because I move around all day and I feel no fatigue. I feel no drowsiness. I feel no lack of energy. I feel great. I feel good. And the only times I haven't felt good is last night and tonight, when all I could think about was food. And I was literally about to order some Thai food, some noodles. I was gonna be like, all right, let me just do one more. And I was just like, man, why do I want to intoxicate myself so bad? All that is poison. All that is complete trash for my body. Even though it's vegan and it's natural veggies and all these things, natural herbs, clean restaurant, it's like the body does not, but it's cooked. It's dead. It's just matter that's just going to sit inside me. It's just stuff that's going to rob me of my energy and my vitality. It's just something that's going to make my body work harder to clean itself out. And yeah, because there's so much to get into when talking about nutrition, right? Because we are so independent. All these vitamins, all these minerals, all these portions of this, portions of that, protein. It's all a scam. It's all a marketing scam. It's all bullshit. It really is. We've just been so conditioned deeply with these beliefs that it's all we know. It's all we know. We were raised in a completely dysfunctional and inhumane system of living, and we were raised to comply and be obedient and not ask any questions about it, and just follow along and be addicted and be a consumer. And so I'm breaking that now. I have been breaking that definitely the past 6 months, and it is quite the journey. Alright, I think I'm gonna end it there. Yeah.